Hey everybody, it's the Twins of Destruction back with another video, and today, in this video, we're going to be making a Porg from Star Wars The Last Jedi out of foam. To start making the Porg, you're going to need a few templates. This first one is the body. This second one is for the wings, which you can use the same one, just flip it over for the other. And then it's optional, but I'm also going to be making a foot or feet for the Porg. So these are the three templates that you're going to need. And once you make them, you can decide which type of material you want to use. I'm going to be using pink insulation foam. You can get this at Home Depot or other hardware stores. It comes in many different colors: blue, pink, green. You could also just stack up Ava foam, but this is what I'm doing. It's just, I don't exactly know how thick it is, but I'm doing 3 layers for the body, and then for the wings I'm doing Ava foam. To cut the insulation foam, you could either use an X-Acto knife, which I'm going to be showing right here. You can use a coping saw, which I'm going to be showing, or you can even make a hot knife. There are several ways to do it. I don't have one myself, so I didn't use it. I actually used a coping saw. But after you use whatever you use, cut the shapes out. And what you're going to need to do is sand down the edges, not to shape, but just to get the rough spots off. Like that is a little rough around the edges, and so are the others, so I sanded them all down just to get the rough spots off, and then I can prepare to glue them. After everything is all sanded, you can use some hot glue and evenly stack the pink foam, or you can use barge contact cement, which you can get at Walmart, Home Depot, or other hardware stores, but hot glue will suffice for what I'm doing. A tool that I'm going to be using in this build is a grinding wheel, as well as my Dremel. If you don't have either, you can use sandpaper and just very carefully go at it, or you can use other tools that carve away foam or wood or something that has an adaptation. Using sandpaper, I'm going to be creating the mouth and the nose area, and you can see I already have it kind of started, but I still need work. It kind of comes out from the head and then goes down towards the stomach, and then there's a little gap and the stomach gets fatter again. So you can look at reference pictures, and I'm going to be putting up the ones that I used somewhere in this build, and it doesn't have to be perfect because all Porgs look different, but this is how I did it. Once the mouth has been completed, you can do this now or later, but I'm going to be etching in a small line that will serve as his mouth. With pink foam, you can either use a pencil, because it's that kind of soft, or use an X-Acto knife. To make the wings, I'm using this template that I made out of paper previously on a sheet of Ava foam, and I'm just doing 1 layer each. So I'm facing the wing that way towards the left, and then when I make the second one, it will be facing towards the right. You don't necessarily have to do this, but it keeps the shaped side on the inside. Now the Porg's wings go right beneath the snout and almost to the end, the bottom of the body. I do understand that the wing is on backwards. I do fix it before I glue it, but nonetheless, after it's cut out, you can glue it right on the side, make sure it's even on both sides, and then you're done with the wings for now. Before you glue the wings on, I would recommend sanding down both sides of the foam, because one is textured and one is not. So now I have to kind of bend it back to sand down what I can. It's not that big of a deal, but it might save some hassle. I made these little feet out of Ava foam for the Porg. I just carefully went in with an X-Acto blade and just cut pointed toes, and I'm going to be attaching them whenever the Porg can stand. I'm just going to be sliding them right underneath his stomach. There is the carved lip like I had talked about before, and now I'm going to be making the eyes. They're going to be relatively right above his snout. I'm going to mark them soon here, and I'm going to be making them out of Ava foam just by sanding down almost like half circles. and just gluing them on, because the Porgs have kind of like bulgy eyes. So that is what that's my goal. These are the eyes once they're placed onto the head. I think they suffice quite well, and I am happy with them. You can sand them down a bit if you feel like they don't blend very well with the head, or you could do whatever you'd like. Now it's time for paint. What I did do before this though was put a coat of Mod Podge on him. So Mod Podge is like white glue. You could either use that or Plasti Dip, but afterwards I put a coat of matte black spray paint on him, and that just kind of seals the deal, because you always want to work on black. You don't want to work on other random colors like pink. Alright guys, now it's time to put some color on this Porg. The feet are obviously going to be orange, the eyes are obviously going to stay black, the head has a little bit of orange on it mixed with some brown, the body, excuse my dog for sneezing, the body is white, the stomach is more or less, the wings are brownish blackish, and so is the back of the head and the rest of the back of the body. I'm going to be mixing multiple colors of paints. Try to follow along. If you have any questions, leave them in the comments down below. Now this is optional, but you can paint these black lines on the bottom and the tops of his feet, because they're like claws and they have these designs on them. Like I said, this is optional, and then afterwards you can go in and touch up on some orange to fix up the black lines. Here are the touch-ups that I was talking about, and I'm just going in and carefully putting in little bits orange on top of whatever black I don't want to show. And you might have to do multiple coats depending on how strong your orange is. After that, your Porg is finished. I really enjoyed making this. If you enjoyed watching, please leave a like and comment down below what you thought. Please subscribe if you enjoy my content. I have more videos coming out and planning. They're in the works. Like I said, share this with your friends. Post this on social media. Get this out there, because I really enjoyed making this, and I would love for more people to see my work and enjoy my content. Thank you again for watching, and I really hope you enjoyed.